Hey y'all. So today, that little tribute right there with that cigarette, that was to my Aunt Bernice. Y'all, I do not smoke cigarettes. But my my ancestors did. And because they did, when they come into my presence, they'll start requesting the cigarettes that they smoke, right? Like I said, I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't buy cigarettes. But my friend, he smoked cigarettes. But he smoked the same kind my grandfather smoked. So when I asked him for a cigarette, I was like, oh shit, is he coming through? You know what I'm saying? So I'm listening. And he had came through, he bought me that bottle of Crown, and I thought, oh, it would take me eternity to finish this bottle of Crown because I don't drink like that. But my ancestors like, nah, sit back, relax, some shit finna happen. So when I found out my auntie passed, I was like, oh shit, she gonna come to me. And all yesterday, she didn't come. She didn't come. She didn't come. I didn't know she was coming to me, telling me to call her sister, my Aunt Alice. And so I'm like, okay, she done passed up. So y'all, I done, I had grieved the day before. I was just sad. I was like, why am I so sad? I was picking up the war energy too for the collective. But I was like, oh, this is a different type of sadness. It's almost like a depression. You know what I'm saying? And it hit me all of a sudden. So I was obedient to God. I got up the next day, called my family, found out she passed. But it was a heavy grief. So when I was talking to my cousin yesterday, he was telling me that his brother committed suicide. And I'm like, oh, shit. So my auntie came through last night right when I got ready to lay down. Yeah, y'all, I had such great memories with my auntie. But even when I was talking about people being stuck, she one of them people where her stuff in her house was like from the probably 70s, 80s. You know what I'm saying? She still had the old pictures on the wall. She always had perfect manicured nails. These nails, oh, those was her real nails. You know what I'm saying? And she just took pride in herself. A lot of women in my family, they carry weight. Like me and her, we were some of the only women in my family that didn't carry weight. You know what I'm saying? And she was just telling me that as I was calling her and telling her my story with my ex and my kids and just sharing my childhood story, how it was triggering her. And that she actually went back and did a lot of healing and a lot of reflecting. You know what I'm saying? And here, that's why I'm careful about who I talk to because it sends people into a dark night of the soul. Hold on. And my auntie, she traveled and she worked and she confirmed something for me because my auntie had breast cancer 2 times. And she said, Jenny, I died from a broken heart. I never found love. I was like, oh shit, this just got real. And she was like, Jenny, when you find love, you make sure you enjoy it for every woman in our family. Baby, listen. I have had a lot of things that I have channeled in the spirit, and I have channeled that before. Let me get my selenite one and cleanse your timeline. I have channeled that before. God send love through this reading because I can feel the haters coming. Listen, give me a second. So y'all, listen, I made my crown. And I'm in black and white because I don't want to show all the details of it just yet. I'm not finished. But it goes with the name that they gave me, Kundalini Goddess. That's not something that I came up with. That's something that Spirit gave me. And at that time, I hadn't gone through my Kundalini Awakening, so I didn't know what it meant. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't really looked it up or nothing. And then when I had my Kundalini Awakening, my guys was like, that's what you had, a Kundalini Awakening. I was like, wait, what? What is a Kundalini Awakening? You know what I'm saying? Because I had a woman, I call her my mentor, Miss Karen, and she was guided to me through her daughter. No, it was her teenage niece she had adopted. They had been through sexual abuse, right? And so she was guided to me and she was telling me about a Kundalini Awakening and meditating and stuff. And this woman had been celibate. Ooh, Miss Karen, Jesus, I think it was like over 20 years. And she was like, once you have your Kundalini Awakening, you no longer have to have sexual intercourse. Bitch, wait, do what? Y'all, and I'm telling you, once you have a Kundalini Awakening, baby, when I tell you heaven and earth is in the palm of your hands, and I had heard my mama talk about Kundalini with my daddy, but I didn't know what my mom was talking about. I didn't know that my mom had already actually awakening, didn't have the support that she needed around her, couldn't change her environment, and therefore was called or labeled paranoid schizophrenic. Yeah, I was well on my way because once I remember what happened to me at like 2 and 3 years old and the amount of details that I had, it scared the fuck out of my dad. Or the person that was portraying himself to be my dad. You know what I'm saying? Because it involved his mom. It involved people that I knew what had happened to me as a kid. And y'all, these details begin to scare people in my family. But because I could give you details about people's genitals and moles, and I could just give you details. You know what I'm saying? So people knew young that I had these gifts and that I could dream. Because there were certain situations that I could get out of because I was able to read the energy. You got to be able to read the energy in a room. You got to be able to see it in a structure. Y'all, I can look at a house and tell you what is exactly what is going on in that house. Just by looking at the house. That's how powerful I am. I can break your whole fucking region with a thought. With a thought. Why? Because I operate in unconditional love. Y'all, I'm not finna be out here hating people. And it's funny because my auntie was coming through and she was telling me that people had made voodoo dolls of me, right? And I remember one of the first times I got to Florida, I went to this spiritual store and my friend, this show you where somebody mind is. She done seen where the voodoo dolls at and where the come to me oil at. I'm like, first of all, bitch, if I got to do a spell to get somebody to actually fall for me, oh, I don't need them. I promise I don't need them. We, you, that's too much. And that's how I feel about voodoo dolls as I sage my timeline. That's how I feel about them. Hold on. So, anyway, y'all, I don't know where I was because I keep getting distracted. But I'm telling you, if you ever get to the point where you feel yourself having a Kundalini awakening, and I'm going to be honest with you, it is not all light. You're going to see a lot of darkness before you get to the point where you're free from it. And once you get to the point where you are free from it, then it's going to trigger the people around you because they're going to know you know everything they've done. They're going to know that you know all their secrets. That's what you have access to when you hold within yourself. You know everybody's secrets. It's not that you want to know, it's that you operate from a place of love. So you wouldn't use those secrets to tear people down. You know what I'm saying? I hope this helps somebody. I love you guys. Have an amazing day.